But it was her attitude which really impressed me. Just how, instead of complaining about the terrible situation she'd been placed in, instead of complaining, she'd made something very wonderful out of this, training her mind to not give in to anger with such a long time of persecution. Now you may know people like that. What they do is show you inspiration that something else is possible in life. Instead of actually complaining and having ill will, sometimes we can actually make something out of things we can't change. Because that complaining attitude which we have means we don't see other opportunities. We think, why does this happen to me? This is not right. We're complaining about the ingredients of our present moment instead of realizing that that's karma from the past. Now what are you doing about it now? There is something you can do. I mentioned that story last Saturday. No, sorry, not last Saturday, last Tuesday, because I was in Sydney. I was meeting a man there who had been falsely accused of a terrible crime, but his trial went badly. He faces 25 years in jail. Talking with some of the other monks there, they were convinced he was completely innocent, but sometimes this happens. Well, I was taught how to understand this by one of the other prisoners who I got to know. This was in Karna Prison Farm. He was one of these old prisoners who'd been in and out of jail most of his life. He was a very funny man. And he joined my meditation class, and after a few sessions he asked if he could have a private chat with me after the class, which I readily agreed to. And he told me that the reason he wanted to talk to me was because he was innocent. He said the crime for which he'd been put in jail for was a robbery he never committed. One of his friends did that job, not him. And he'd been put in jail for a crime which he didn't do. Now I know from my experience in teaching in jails that when you're inside you only have very limited access, especially to a telephone, very little money, so there's very little you can do to redress injustices. But I was always an idealist, and I thought, he can't do anything, but I can. I know some Buddhist lawyers, I know some people in government, maybe I should fight his case for him. And I started thinking of all the people I would ring up as soon as I got back to my monastery down at Serpentine. And as I was thinking about this, he interrupted my thoughts with a very cheeky smile. He said, Ajahn Brahm, I'm innocent of this crime. I didn't do that robbery. But there are so many other burglaries where I wasn't caught. I guess this is fair. And I laughed, and that fellow taught me the law of karma. Because I realised that, yeah, he hadn't done that crime for which he was put in jail for, but how many other crimes had he done where he got away with it? And sometimes I thought, how many times do you complain when you're caught speeding by the speed cameras? It's really unfair.